Hi, so ChiGlobal Consulting was brought in to fill a data analyst role for our client who had just lost its analyst of nearly 20 years. This analyst manually created merit systems, merit matrices, and corresponding zero balance merit budgets for each and every one of their clients' unique needs. So this was being done for each client, different client, right? ChiGlobal came in and provided a better, longer term solution instead of continuing on with their typical manual process. We developed a system to generate and customize merit systems in the click of a button. So I'm going to share my screen here and show you what that looks like. So this is the merit matrix tricks automation that I created. Here we've got screen is going a little slow. What's going on? So here we've got the instructions, and that stays with them, right? So there is a less likelihood of brain drain because the instructions are attached to the template and it tells you step by step what to do. The next thing is what they have. This is the information they already have and need to do something with it. This is their data provided to them by their clients, right? So they have the employee information, the salary, the type of performance measurement scale they're looking at. It looks like this is a 1 to 5 scale, nothing in between, not 2.5, not 2.25, just a one interval scale. And then the what they call salary location is essentially, are we doing quintiles or quartiles? Are we doing compa ratios? What are we doing? So the client provides that to them. These are the things that look differently depending on who the client was. And so with that information, we can now run the analysis for them, and we are able to do the balanced budget for them, things that they did not have in-house ability to do because they didn't have the technical, the mathematical know-how outside of the data analyst who was no longer with them. And so you have options here for what you want to create based on the data we just saw. We know that these are quartiles, right? So we're going to select quartiles where it's asking us what the rating scale is. We know it's 1 to 5. So we're going to put 5 here. We know that the scale is 1, so it wasn't 0.25, 0.5, but it was 1. This is going to vary, right? If your rating scale is based on 100, and it's literally 1 to 1, 1 by 1 interval. So it's always going to vary. And this is what the data analyst is having to do every single time and create a matrix based on that. So we're doing that just by asking the bare minimum information, and we're putting that into the system, and allowing the system to create for us what we need. Okay. The latter part of this information are things that the client might provide to you, are things that you internally might understand what to do with it. But these, once you input it, it changes. You can change it. Once you see it on the screen, you can change it and watch other things change as a result. And we'll talk about that. But then the merit matrix, the merit increase budget, for the client, they said, well, we can allow for a 3% increase in salaries. So we can allow, we would like to budget for 3% or 4% or whatever it is. And so you can put that in there. And now let's create that merit matrix. Again, a huge thing that took a long time for them to do. And in a click of a button, here we have it. And so we can see that anyone making below 1 or at 1, below 2, excuse me, is not getting an increase, right? Because we were able to say, understand from the client's criteria or stipulations. But like I mentioned, these are things that can change, right? You can say this is now a 0.25 scale and things would change right here. But it's not a 0.25 scale, it's a 1 scale. Okay, we can also change these things and say we want a 40% scale increase. It's not actually a 40% increase in your salary, but that is not something that you, as a portfolio viewer, need to understand right now anyway. So I'm going to go back and undo that. And that's just the first part of this. Knowing that is really critical to now doing this second part. And we just bring everything in, everything we had in the client data, everything we just created in the merit matrix. We're just going to bring it on in and we're going to run our analysis. Now, could we do that in one less of a click of a button? We could, but it was the client's desire to see it in two steps. We can totally do it in one step. We can do it in no step, to be honest. It really is based on whatever your needs are. And so here we have the budget of 4%. This was our before salary. And this is our after budget. Total salaries was about 12.5 million. And after this 4% increase of 500,000, our new total budget for salaries looks like it's about 13 million. And so a lot of iterative mathematics is required here, but they no longer had to know how to do it. My system did it for them, and the rest is history. And so we can zoom out, we can clear this out, but you can see here, person number 3, their salary was this, their salary is now this, right? We can look across the board and see they were in the second quartile in terms of their salary scale and so forth. So this provides a lot of information now than in a click of a button. They didn't have to go in and calculate each of these increases based on what was created here. So this person, second quartile, had a 4 rating. That person, let's look at that person again, 4 rating and second quartile. So their increase was 4.24% of their current salary, right? And that's it. That's what we did, and we're proud of it. We're happy to share more, and we would love, love, love to do this for you all. This mitigates future brain drain. This mitigates that. It makes the decision-making process so much quicker for the HR consultancy that this product was for, but we can do the same for you, right? And whatever that might look like. All righty. Thank you very much. Bye.